Saglimbeni live Saturday, December 18th. Let's chat live. And it's good to see you guys. I'm a little under the weather, but that's okay. I decided to come on anyway. And I know my massive fans wanted me to. All jokes aside, today's live stream is about Spider-Man No Way Home. Whether or not Spidey can save the movie industry. And I haven't seen the movie yet, and I'm not going to have any spoilers for you because I haven't seen the movie yet. But I will go over a little bit about the box office and whether or not this movie will save the movie industry and whether or not it's going to be the biggest movie of the year. So, if you guys remember, back in October, I released a live stream where I went live talking about the movie industry and whether or not uh, Spider-Man can take this movie industry back, bring it back. Uh, you had the pandemic, and you continue to have the pandemic going on, and some new variants since October, which you would think would make it difficult for the box office for this particular film and for the box office in general. But I still think that this will be the biggest movie of the year by far. And it may be the biggest movie uh, since Avengers Endgame. And let's hope and see whether or not that will be true. Can Spidey save the movie industry? All right, so a little bit about me. Joe Saglimbeni, been investing in the stock market for 3 decades. This is my YouTube channel, and we're live on Saturday, and I talk about all different things. I talk about all different topics, and I think that the pandemic and the movie industry is a fun topic to talk about, and the box office numbers would be a fun topic to talk about because this has been a unique period, almost 2 years of really kind of lackluster box office numbers. I mean, you had movies like the new James Bond film, the Fast and Furious sequel, the Marvel Shang-Chi. You had some winners. You had Black Widow, but actually, all of them have kind of underperformed pre-pandemic levels. So let's see if we could go to the numbers and try to figure this out about Spider-Man saving the movie industry. So here we are on the numbers. This is one of my favorite websites to ever go on, and they're predicting Spider-Man eyeing a $150 million weekend. This was actually yesterday, December 17th, that they were predicting it. And when you go into the story, they were saying that they mentioned the pandemic, and they do some comparisons, and they're trying to predict the number. And when they first started this whole predicting thing, they thought that Spider-Man Far From Home would do under 100 million. But obviously, when I go a little further on my next article that I'm going to read, you're going to see that this $92 million prediction was really very small prediction, very low number, as easily uh, broke that record without a problem. Just destroyed that number. So then we look at the previews of Spider-Man. So this was the Thursday night preview. $50 million in box office receipts. Spider-Man No Way Home on Thursday into Friday. So the Thursday preview and the Friday preview, and that was the third best right behind Star Wars Force Awakens and Avengers Endgame. Now remember, Star Wars and Endgame were during pre-pandemic, and I did not think it would even get close to Endgame, but this number I think is going to go up. This 50 million. We shall see when the true numbers come out on Monday, maybe Tuesday. We'll get a feel of where it will go, but the predicted opening, when you kind of take this $50 million preview number, they're predicting $244 million opening, which would be I believe it's going to be the second best, no, third best behind Endgame and Star Wars for Force Awakens. I actually think it's going to pass Star Wars Force Awakens, and it will be second to Endgame. And I say this because Spider-Man as a whole, if you guys remember back in 2001 with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, it was one of the largest box office successes ever. The biggest, one of the biggest ever, making I believe over 400 million domestically. And when you put inflation into that factor, it's even larger, bigger. And I think Spider-Man as a whole, as a superhero, is at least one or two, as one of the most popular, or one or two, either one or number two popular superhero in the comic book world. I believe basically Batman would probably be the one that can compete with Spider-Man as popularity. But Spider-Man, I think, has a better international feel for some reason. And I remember that 2001 Spider-Man movie. Even internationally, it did well. Let me see if I can get the international numbers of Spider-Man. Let's go on to the numbers and see if I can do it. I want to see if I can do this. Let me see. What I'll do is I'll look up Spider-Man 2001 box office. See if we can get a better. Let's see the numbers. Spider-Man franchise. Okay, back on the numbers. And Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man, had an $821 million worldwide box office back in 2002. Actually, I was wrong, 1 year off, 2002. And the opening weekend was 114, and the domestic was 403. So right here will tell you. Now, hopefully this is coming up. Yes. Let me get rid of my name here. And hopefully these numbers will show you what I mean. So let's look at the last Spider-Man before No Way Home. Spider-Man Far From Home, the Tom Holland second Spider-Man. The worldwide box office was 1.1 million. The domestic was 390. So I think that this Spider-Man, No Way Home, will beat the all-time Spider-Man champ, the Tobey Maguire champ of 403 million. But when you think about Maguire's Spider-Man, that 403 million, when you add inflation, is huge. And I can't quite get the numbers for that right now, but I think it's going to easily surpass 403 million and Tom Holland's Far From Home. And the reason why I can say this is that it's getting a great reviews, Spider-Man No Way Home. And I think that it's going to be easily $400 million. And what's amazing is that during this pandemic, you would not even think about that at all during the pandemic. As a matter of fact, if we go to the numbers again and see where, let's see if we can get, let's go 221 worldwide, 2021 worldwide, and you're going to see that No Time to Die had a $768 million worldwide box office. Now that's James Bond. Now the two Chinese or Asian films I'm not going to speak upon because I don't even know about them. So we're going to stick to uh, the type of American or type of film. So No Time to Die did 768 and domestic box office of 160 million, while the Fast and Furious F9 did 173. Venom, which is a Spider-Man property, a Sony property, um, in that Spidey verse. Venom did 212 and Shang-Chi did 224 million. Black Widow did 183 million. All of these, including Shang-Chi, are going to be destroyed by Spider-Man. Matter of fact, I believe that Spider-Man is going to be closer to $250 million debut, and so does the Hollywood Reporter. And I even think it's going to be more than $250 million uh, um, box office success, even more than that. And it will be easily $400 million. The reviews have been awesome about this film, and I think that easily this is going to be, and this is going to top Matrix because Matrix, to me, is not really looking like the original Matrix where it was unique. And to me, Matrix just looks like I don't know. It won't even come close. It may not even approach 225 million Matrix, but we could get into that in the future. Right now, I want to stick to the fact that I think Spider Man is going to be the number one film for 2021. But will it save the movie industry? And that is a more difficult question. Spider Man, actually, this movie industry, I still think has a long way to go. You know, the pandemic continues, and people are just nervous to go back out still. And I think that you're not going to see overall box office numbers reach the pre-pandemic level probably probably until sometime late 2023. We have to defeat the pandemic. And that is the problem. That is the issue. Not even Spider Man can save the movie industry. But Spider Man will do unbelievable. And I don't think it's going to beat Endgame's overall world wide box office, which let me see if I can get that for you. Let's see if we can do that and see what the worldwide box office champs. Let me see. Let's see. Box office records. Okay, let's go. Let's go to Endgame. Endgame's box office was 2.7, almost 2.8 billion in box office receipts, and Spider-Man will have a very difficult time to reach that. As a matter of fact, you may not see that until sometime 2024 or something, maybe an Avatar or maybe a movie like that. But it's going to be very difficult to beat Endgame. It's going to take a while. It's going to take still over a year with this pandemic to even come close to reaching those pre-pandemic box office numbers. And that's the issue. This thing has been a unique bad time for going out and going to the movies. And there's nothing we could do about it until we defeat the pandemic. All right, guys. So there you go. Will Spidey save the movie industry? Probably not, but it will be, as I said back in October, be the number one film of 2021. All right, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this short live stream, and will hopefully see you again next week. Though it's Christmas, so you probably won't see me, but you never know. I may be doing a live stream during the week or something. So give me a like, a comment, a share, a subscribe if you enjoy this, and I could always use the support. I hope you guys like this. And if I don't see you guys, have a great Christmas, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great one. Bye bye.